this big gigantic couch and every subscriber is sitting on it and we're just like watching TV together and hanging out, and I want that to feel this way. Hey buddy. Mm-hmm. Because he is. He's standing right behind me, isn't he? So we have something that has been requested from Neha today. Where is my thing here? There we go. Answer, Love Myself. The last two musical reactions, wow. The last two things that I've watched and kind of broken down were Jin's Yours and Abyss. Abyss took some time, and I had to kind of dig into the context of it. And it finally got me. I finally got it. Once I had the context and I kind of understood the point of it. Because a lot of you came out of the woodwork with, you need to understand the difference between a gift for Army and a produced song, which I didn't quite get. I mean, I get the concept. Why am I talking about this? Whatever. But, maybe I should start this over. I'm already rambling. I'm not gonna start this over. I'm gonna finish my thought, and then we'll get into it. Because, and the reason I just made that decision is because this is called Love Myself. And if I have to do my intro 9 times because I don't feel like it's perfect, well, real life doesn't really work that way, does it? So, we're just gonna keep going. I wondered about the whole gift to Army thing. Because Jin released it for his birthday. He thought about releasing nothing, I think, if I remember right in the note. But the point was, that song, the gift, in my opinion, was him, and I'm talking about Abyss. The gift was him releasing it. But him making it, that was for Jin. That's my 2 cents. I could be wrong there, but I think it's pretty evident. That was for Jin. You can hear it in the song. You read it in the note. Now, him releasing it, that's another story. But, all that aside, this isn't about Abyss. It's not about Yours, which was fantastic. This was requested by Neha. She said it's a song that means a lot to her. And Neha is one of our couch crew that is fighting the good fight. She is a mental health specialist. She's a psychologist, just like, and she's good people. So she asked for this, and it's Neha, so we're going to do it. So as usual, my formula. I'm going to listen to the song. I'm going to let it kind of give me the vibe, give me the mood. I'll listen to the I'll read the lyrics, and then we'll get back into it. Shall we?
눈을 뜬다 어둠 속 나 심장이 뛰는 소리 났을 때 마주본다 거울 속 나 겁먹은 눈빛 해묵은 질문
어쩌면 누군가를 사랑하는 것보다도 어려운 게 나 자신을 사랑하는 거야. 솔직히 인정할 건 인정하자. 네가 내든 잣대들은 너에게 더 엄격하단 걸. 네 삶 속에 굵은 날들 알게 또한 널 일부 넓게 이제는 나 자신을 용서하자 break. 우리 인생은 길어 미러 속에서 난 미러 겨울이 지나면 다시 봄은 오는 거야.
차가운 밤의 시선 초라한 날 감추려 몹시 뒤척였지만 수많은 별을 막기 위해 난 떨어졌던가 저 수천 개의 찬란한 화살에 던져준 나 하나
답은 없을지도 몰라 어쩜 이것도 답은 아닌 거야 그저 날 사랑하는 일조차 누구의 허락이 필요했던 거야 난 지금도 나를 또 찾고 있어 더는 죽고 싶지가 않은 걸 슬프렴에 아프렴에 더 아름다움에
그래 그 아름다움이 있다고 하는 마음이 나의 사랑으로 가는 길 가장 필요한 나다운 일 지금 나 위한 행복 바로 나 위한 행동 나 위한 태도 그게 나 위한 행복 I show you what I got 두렵진 않아 그건 내 존재니까
시작의 처음부터 끝의 마지막까지 해답은 오직 하나 왜 자꾸만 감추려고 말을 비가면서 끌어내 내 실수로 생긴 유토까지 다 내 별작인데 You show me I have reasons I should love myself 내 손에 걸어온 길 전부로 답해 내 안에는 여전히 서툰 내가 있지만 You show me I have reasons I should love myself learning how to love myself 내 손에 걸어온 게 전부로 답해 오늘은 너 오늘은 나 내일은 I'm learning how to love myself 거짓없이 남김없이 모두 다
So, as expected, the lyrics are going to be the chunk of this. Musically, the majority of it, it's a bop. You know what I mean? It's got a hopeful sound. It's got a crescendo on the beat, bringing that hope from kind of a neutral position where we're building it, and then we have the chorus coming in, and it's hopeful. It's kind of what I expected. But the lyrics, I think, are going to be the real meat here. But before I go into that, I want to see if I'm right here. When I was listening to this initially, it sounded like it started with Jimin and then went to JK. Let me see if that's right.
눈을 뜬다 어둠 속 나 심장이 뛰는 소리 났을 때
Jimin?
마주본다 거울 속 나
Nope.
겁먹은 눈빛 해묵은 질문
Tae. That's V, I think. So Jimin to V.
어쩌면 누군가를
Right into Junie. Right?
사랑하는 것보다도 어려운 게 나 자신을 사랑하는 거야 솔직히 인정할 건 인정하자 내가 내
No, that's Yoongi. Man, these guys are so good. Oh. It's always the perfect blend. I don't even know if I can articulate that deeper, but well, here's what I think I mean by that. When you make a video, this is what I do for a living, pacing is huge. You're telling a story. You give some context, maybe you can draw out some suspense, and then you have a little peak of attention. You can bring it down a little bit because you just kind of peaked them up, and you bring it down a little bit, and then you slap them up again. Technically. Music is no different, but when there's 7 of you, the pacing between who's doing what and when, and where we have vocal line versus rap line, that is all very strategically done. Has to be. Yeah, that's really, really clever. Okay, so anyway, here's an example of that. Example. Like, hypothetically, we know JK has those hard-hitting high notes. And if you take a song and split it up into 4 parts, just to say 4 quarters, if you had to guess when JK is going to come in with some hard-hitting high notes, my guess would be probably around the 75% mark. We want to build the song. Like, first quarter, we kind of set the tone. Second quarter, a little bit of a build. Third, a little bit more of a build. And when we hit that last point between the third quarter and fourth quarter, wham! Here comes JK with the high notes. It gives us time to get into the song, become invested, and then right when we're at our peak, wham! Here he comes and hits us with those notes. And then we still have time in that fourth quarter to kind of come down off that, if that makes sense. Now, if you really want to get creative, sometimes, and I'm sure some of you will know exactly what I'm talking about. If you wanted to really switch it up, you have that part in the first quarter and you bring it up hard immediately. And then you get really creative with how you do the rest of the song. So I wonder, can you tell me a song where that happens? JK, for example, what we're talking about with those high notes, starts off early. And let's say there's a real peak in the first quarter of the song that hits hard. What song is that? Can you name 1, 3, 5? Curious. I'm asking for a friend. So let's see here. Lyrics. All right, so it says the background track has been developed from the track used in BTS Love Myself campaign video, which was released on October 31st, 2017. Kind of tempted to watch that. I might have to go back to that if I remember. Okay, here we go. Lyrics for Answer Love Myself. I open my eyes in the darkness. When the sound of my beating heart feels unfamiliar, I face you in the mirror. An afraid look, a long pending question. Perhaps, than loving someone else, it is more difficult to love myself. Let's be honest and admit what we have to admit. That your standards are more strict when they are applied to you. Man, these are the lyrics to a song. It sounds like someone talking to me directly. The wide growth ring in your life. So here's the note. A tree ring or a growth ring is a layer of wood produced during one tree's growing season. A tree gains a ring after each winter it endures. The longer a growing season is, the wider the corresponding ring is. The wide growth ring in your life, therefore, seems to mean a hardship or a dark period you have managed to go through in your life. Okay. The wide growth ring in your life. Wow. So wide. That means it took some endurance to get through. Nice touch, fellas. That is also a part of you. That is also you. So let's forgive yourself now. Remind me when I get done with these lyrics to tell you about what this arm tattoo idea is. Because I got the whole left side done. The right side, I got a whole idea, and it's kind of talking about this. That is also a part of you. That is also you. So let's forgive yourself now. Our life is too long to be given up. Trust me in the maze. Song reference, Love Maze. Once the winter passes, the spring will come again. Song reference, Spring Day. The stare of a cold night to hide my miserable self. I tossed and turned, but did I fall to be showered by those countless stars? I'm the only target aimed by those thousands of glittering arrows. Wow, that is so poetic. Oh, this is deeper than I expected, and I was expecting it to be pretty deep. This is really good. I'm sure BTS right now are watching this going, "Hi, hey, Roscoe said we're pretty good, fellas. We made it." You've shown me I have reasons. I should love myself. I answer with all my breath and all the path I've walked along. Yesterday's me, today's me, tomorrow's me. I'm learning how to love myself. Without exception, altogether, they are all me. Perhaps there might not be the answer. Perhaps this might not be an answer. Even just to love myself, I needed to have someone else's permission. I'm still looking for myself again, but I don't want to die anymore. Me, who was sad. Me, who was hurt. Me, who will be more beautiful. Now, the Korean pronunciation of that character, a Chinese character meaning beautiful, is me, making the above 3 lines end rhyme with each other. Okay. Yeah, knowing the presence of such beauty is the way to my love, is the most necessary thing that is most like me. The move that has to be made for me now is the action that is for me, is the attitude that is for me. That is the happiness for me. I'll show you what I got. I'm not afraid because that is my own existence. Love myself. From the start of the beginning until the finish of the ending, there is only one answer. Why do you keep trying to hide under your mask? Why even the scars made by your own mistake mark your constellations? Let me read that again. When even the scars made by your own mistake mark your constellations. You have shown me I have reasons I should love myself. I answer with all my breath and all the path I've walked along. Inside me, there's still my clumsy self. I guess RM wrote this part. You've shown me I have reasons I should love myself. I answer with all my breath and all the path I've walked along. Yesterday's me, today's me, tomorrow's me. I'm learning how to love myself. Without exception, altogether, they are all me. Wow. Okay, so I was right. The lyrics are the meat of this. So good. So poetically done. The lines are so strong. I love the song references. Even the little details of like having to ask permission from somebody else to love yourself. You know why I think there's so many songs about loving yourself? Because it's so hard for us to do. And even if you get it today, tomorrow, whole new battle, right? How it is for me anyway. The wide growth ring in your life. We talked about what that means. That is also a part of you. That is also you. So let's forgive yourself now. One thing I've been thinking about for myself, and this is me kind of processing this song as well. My sleeve, and I've never actually talked about what is what on here, and someday I'll do that. But this whole thing in its entirety is kind of a symbol collectively of ways that I want to live my life. You know, there are symbols of perseverance. There are symbols of focus and direction and conceptually how I think people should treat each other, things like that. There's a lot of that stuff kind of embedded in this sleeve. One of the ideas I've had with this side is almost as if you took, let's just say, a graphic novel. The art is bigger than life. The characters are bigger than life, and they're kind of intertwined with each other, and it tells a story. So you picture a page of a graphic novel. Would kind of be like that, not as like a comic strip. I don't want like squares and blocks and he said this and she said that, nothing like that. But the characters themselves, that type of art, where if you were to take these moments of my life where when I think back now and I think to myself, how did I make it through that? How did I survive that? And a lot of those times and they're perseverance points. They were life mountains, if you will. Essentially making a picture, a piece of art that represents that situation and putting that on there. And then the next one and the next one. We carry our stories with us, whether we want to or not. They are a part of us. The wide growth ring in your life, that is also a part of you. That is also you. You can't undo that stuff. So my thought was, doing that would be a visual reminder for me that I've made it through this, and I've made it through that, and this, and this. Because let's be honest, I'm 41. I still got some years in me. I know more of these times will come. And every one of those times requires a decision to process and move forward. Yeah. So let me see if I can hear it again.
눈을 뜬다 어둠 속 나 심장이 뛰는 소리 났을 때 마주본다 거울 속 나 겁먹은 눈빛 해묵은 질문
어쩌면 누군가를 사랑하는 것보다도 어려운 게 나 자신을 사랑하는 거야. 솔직히 인정할 건 인정하자. 내가 내든 좌태들은 너에게 더 엄격하단 걸. 네 삶 속에 굵은 나이트 또한 너의 일부 너에게 이제는 나 자신을 용서하자. break 우리 인생은 길어 미러 속에서 난 미러 겨울이 지나면 다시 봄은 오는 거야.
차가운 밤의 시선 초라한 날 감추려 몹시 뒤척였지만 수많은 별을 막기 위해 난 떨어졌던가 이제 수천 개의 찬란한 화살의 권력은 나 하나 You show me I have reasons I should love myself 내 손에 걸어온 길 전부로 답해 어제의 나 오늘은 나 내일은 하는 나 myself 빠짐없이 남김없이
All right, now that being said, I want to see this video. The background track has been developed from the track used in BTS's Love Myself campaign video, October 31st, 2017.
Please, Army, remember what we say. Love myself, love yourself.
God, gives me chills.
Please, Army, remember what we say. Love myself, love yourself.
Love these guys. I really do. This is one of those things that I could talk about for hours on end. It becomes couch therapy at some point. It shows up in a live stream, and then I've had too much soju. But as expected, the music was good. It's a bop. It's hopeful. It sounds exactly like it should sound, in my opinion. As far as a song about loving yourself, that's how it should sound. It's got that build. It's got that hopeful sound. I don't really feel the need to like dig into the music here because I think that it's literally how it should be done. I don't think it's really much of an artistic. Well, see, that's a bold statement. See, I can't even say that because I'm thinking about this first section.
눈을 뜬다 어둠 속 나 심장이 뛰는 소리를 났을 때
Between the switching of the voices vocally into the rap line when I think Yoongi picks it up, that in and of itself is an artistic choice to get you to pay attention to this part and I pay attention to this part, and it just flip-flops back and forth. And you pay attention in different ways. Yeah, man, I could really get deep with this. But I think for the point of this song, the lyrics are everything. Man. Just more reason to love these guys. But truth be told, like, I'm sure it doesn't surprise you, and I know a lot of you will sympathize, empathize. I struggle with it. I'm sure most of us do, if not all of us sitting here. We really do have the most strict standards for ourselves. The things that I think people are thinking when they see me in public or they watch me on the tube, whatever, are not things that I think about when I'm watching other people. Does that make sense? Yeah. So why do we do that? You know, like we're so hard on ourselves. And I know that a song like this, like Neha was talking about, a song like this can kind of help pick you up, kind of get you out of a slump and at least feeling a little better, and you can kind of move forward a little bit. And it's great to have that. It's a nice accessory. It's a tool to use for your mental health arsenal. But for me, I really just wish that it didn't take that all the time, every day. It wouldn't take me having to listen to a song or watch a video or think about things that I've accomplished to be like, hey, bro, like you're worth something. You're valuable. Like it's tough. Can you sympathize? You know what I'm talking about? And honestly, I hope you say no. I hope you're like, I wake up with some pep in my step and I love myself. I love me. I hope that's what it is. In a non-narcissistic fashion, of course. But I really do hope that's the case. I hope you don't struggle with it. Whenever I talk about depression and anxiety and the chaos that is life in our brains sometimes, I hope you can't understand what I'm talking about. But for those of you that do, hopefully this song helps you in some way, even if it's enough to just kind of get you up off the couch. I mean the actual couch, not the virtual couch that we share. Or maybe get off the virtual couch. Stop watching this video and do something for you that's not us related. It's not screen related. Go outside and enjoy the day, you know? We're not guaranteed tomorrow. I know that's as cliche as it comes, but just like I always point out, be here now. That's why it's there. Remind me, like, hey, be in the moment. Appreciate this. It's not guaranteed. Answer. Love myself. I'm Roscoe, your BTS buddy. Look out for each other. We have a long journey ahead of us.